In early December 2024, I traveled to China with my mother and much of my extended family. We planned to visit several locations in Fujian province, including a stop at our ancestral home. As you might expect, this was my first time meeting my distant cousins in China. We landed at Jinjiang Airport in Quanzhou, and from there we were immediately shuttled onto a bus bound for Xiamen. Along the way, we were treated to stunning views from Xiamen Bridge, a cross-sea bridge leading into Xiamen Island. The skyline of Xiamen looked modern. Towering skyscrapers and sprawling malls lined the coastal roads we traveled on. One of our first stops was Zhongshan Road, a bustling, pedestrian-friendly shopping street filled with food stalls, novelty stores, boutiques, cafes, and more. The architecture of the buildings along the street was an interesting blend of colonial and traditional Chinese influences. The next morning, we headed to the ferry terminal for a trip to Gulangyu, or Gulang Island. This small pedestrian-only island was once an international settlement, second only to Shanghai in the early 20th century China. Today, it is a UNESCO World Cultural Heritage Site.
我哋而家喺邊度啊？咩島啊？鼓浪島。鼓浪島嗱，喺個 dolphin 帽嗰度有兩個 dolphin， 有個小孩，嗰個小孩就係真事咯，跌咗落海咁，個 dolphin 救起上嚟咯。哎呦！幾班喺講嘢。
Unfortunately, I didn't get any footage of the dolphin statue, but I did manage to record the many historical buildings left behind by foreign settlers on the island. Gulangyu was once home to settlers from 13 different countries, including Britain, the Netherlands, and France. We spent the day walking through its narrow streets, lined with architectural remnants of its international past. After a morning of exploration, we hopped back on our tour bus and made our way to Yongting, the place where my ancestral home is located. As we journeyed deeper inland, villages become increasingly rural, with lush greenery and farmland replacing buildings. The next morning, we visited our new ancestral house and was greeted with fireworks. My dad couldn't join us on this trip, but I did manage to ask him about our relatives in China.
上整一上電視機俾你睇。
舊擺幾多年前？
好多年前啦，30年前。舊擺呢個而家自己呢間屋啊，呢兩兄弟啊，好凄涼㗎。喺未呢些啊，比起好似我婆嗰啲過年嗰啲啊，做到啲豬油啊，嗰啲咩寄翻去啊，衫褲啊攞翻去嗰邊。所以係咪仲記得我哋呢邊嘅人咯？
幾靚嘅風景，呢度就係我哋嘅天井喺度，我哋呢個嘅祖屋係嚟嘅祖屋，我哋啲表哥係啲堂哥啊，喺度食緊喺個祠堂入邊度食緊，咪祠堂呢個係廳嚟嘅。咁你哋有分嘅，你哋嗰度係你嘅廚房係嘅第一個細佬嘅，呢個係大佬嘅廚房，大佬嘅廚房有房，有2間房、3間房咁我哋分嘅，喺度我哋樓上有一個天井咁我喺度，呢度咪我哋覺得我哋如果喺度燒 BBQ 咪就最正，跟住就我姐嚟睇幾可愛喺度，唔知佢影咩相咧？你睇 哇！幾百呢排 pose 啊，個靚女嗱，嗰個就係七舅父、七舅母啦，個六舅父喺嗰度啦。Hello， 你好嘛？邊個冇嚟嘅？而家我哋翻到祖屋咗咯。我哋嘅祖屋幾靚啊！呢個隔離呢個係我阿妹，隔離呢個係我嘅大佬嘅仔，跟住呢個係我嘅好乖嘅細佬。睇到樣冇？睇到我細佬嘅樣冇？啊！呢個我乖嘅細佬嘅樣。啊！呢個就係我哋嘅祖屋啦。我媽咪嘅祖屋，姓余嘅祖屋。啊！月光村啊！好靚好靚。下邊啊，佢哋蘇媽坐住喺下邊傾偈，懷舊蘇媽。
After some light refreshments, we prepared to visit our old ancestral house and the ancestral hall. The old house was just a 10-minute walk away, now surrounded by overgrown vegetation.
呢間祖屋啊，舊擺嘅祖屋係我嘅阿公啊，喺馬來西亞賺到錢啊，寄翻去起嘅。仲有阿達嘅大佬啊，有兩個咧就喺呢度，佢就讀咗書嘅英文書啊，讀開係9號位班，就喺嗰度開一個學堂。一個咧就係 engineer 嚟嘅，mechanical engineer 嚟嘅嘛。跟住共產嚟到充公一間大屋嚟做醫院，共產黨啊搞掂就話蘇馬石得，咁咪俾翻我哋嘛，俾翻我哋冇人去住咗咯。
例如我哋而家人哋嚟咗我哋嘅太公嘅祖屋，
搬下嘅嘛？呢度係其實生房啊，生兄弟啊，我哋係我哋第二房。
我哋第二房。
所以嘅整套房子，我哋搬1/3啊，梗啦。
1/3
呢度我哋隔離嗰隻，仲加埋入邊嗰隻，仲加埋睇埋嗰隻4個。其實正村嗰時嗰啲祠堂嘅嗰隻，
幾多個人喺度住？
有30幾個啊！個個都7-8個人，7-8個人啊！
我哋嘅姨婆
第三代，
第三代係嘛？
啊，最高嘅第三代，最高領袖人，
最高你就喺度。
我哋第五代啊，
係啱。
第五代，
第三代，啊呢個第4代，
呢個第4代啊，
呢個係我三姑嘅老婆，就係國民嘅媽爹，
我係第5代嘅，我哋都係第5代嘅，我哋都係第5代，
係第五代。
五舅父嘅女，
介紹下姨婆幾多歲咗？
啊，姨婆82歲，
仲跟埋我哋嚟。
姨，
呢個就第3代嘅，正式第3代姓二嘅，
姓二嘅，
呢個姓二嘅，
呢個係姨，
呢個姓二嘅，
姓二嘅。
紅色衫呢個，你唔識講我叫佢拉鏈水。
而家你翻去祠堂仲睇到我個名喺度㗎。而家我哋嘅祠堂咧係擠到我個名啫，追落嚟嗰啲蘇媽冇咗名啦。
At the ancestral hall, the family gathered in line to offer incense. A final round of firecrackers marked the end of our visit. We then traveled to the Fujian Tulo or Yongding Hakka earth buildings. People still live in these massive circular structures today. My dad once told me they were built using dried gelatinous rice, though Wikipedia seems to disagree. These buildings are architectural marvels. Walking through their winding alleys felt like stepping into another world. That night, our cousins prepared a grand feast featuring local delicacies and strong liquor. Drinks flowed freely and everyone got a little tipsy. We ended the night with a karaoke session. I've never seen my uncles dance like that before. The next day, we visited Zhangzhou, though I must admit that I stopped paying attention to the tour guide. However, the city's architecture still managed to capture my attention. After lunch, we returned to Chuanzhou and explored the Kaiyuan Temple complex. Just outside the temple, we visited the Zhengguo Pagoda, a 5-story stone pagoda known for its intricate craftsmanship. Later, we stopped at a popular cosplay location in Jinjiang, though my relatives were less than amused. As the evening approached, we visited the Minam Red Fort, though I couldn't find much information about it online. Still, it was a lovely place to explore. And with that, our trip came to an end. The next morning, we had our final breakfast before heading to the airport.
我哋事實都唔係呢度落嚟嘅，我哋睇過收市，我哋喺北方落嚟嘅點樣？北方即係喺北京嗰邊落嚟嘅。我哋嘅最祖先咧係唔知咩太郎嘅。好似日本名咁嘅，即係講我哋啊做咩走嘅？我哋入邊嘅一個婆太啊，係皇妃，唔係皇后嘅，你知冇？嗰啲皇帝嗰啲妃啊，都殺佢，你知冇？殺你個皇帝，殺你個皇帝嘅老婆，你嘅細婆嘅屋企，全部嗰啲人都殺夠晒嘅，殺九族啊！即係講有家關係到嘅都殺㗎。就殺你哋咪走，我哋頭一個站係走到邊度咧？潮州。而家我哋潮州嗰度仲有一個祠堂嘅，潮州嘅祠堂唔知到喺第幾代啊？正式嘅祠堂好似第24、24啊，咩23代就走到第23代嗰陣時啊，就走到嚟呢個福建永定。你係我係26、27咯。
我27代啦，呢個依家呢個family我係27代啦。
27啊 ，27咩咯 ？generation。
好似多我一代啦，而家我係27係咪？如果28代嗰啲咪數乜唔記得晒咗，冇啦
冇咗，我哋馬來西亞嗰度冇，係佢哋中國而家我睇都慢慢冇。